Elon Musk coming to save the day in Ukraine. Something we've talked about in the past, what the real long-term game could be with Elon's Starlink. News has come out past couple weeks here with the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Starlink has now been activated in Ukraine, providing internet access to Ukrainian communities that have had their internet shut down, have had internet access blocked, or that infrastructure actually destroyed through this terrible conflict. This is actually something we've talked about in the past on the show, believe it or not. Actually not in regards to Ukraine, but actually in regards to China. Talking about how China was trying to put the screws on Elon, essentially trying to crater the price of Tesla, and kind of exert their soft, I think it's actually hard power, but, put their thumb on the scale of Elon and try to exert control and power and influence over him via Tesla. In our interview with Robert Spalding, the general, he and I were talking about this exact thing about China trying to exert control and influence over Elon. Well, why would they care? Yes, maybe they care about Tesla, but the real underlying thought is that they care much more so about Starlink. China has the Great Firewall. They are insane about how much they are monitoring and controlling data and internet flows and tracking what their people and what all the people in China, whether you're a Chinese citizen or just going there for the Olympics, are watching and consuming and doing online. That's the Great Firewall. And so Starlink actually is a mechanism to pierce the veil of the Great Firewall. It is satellite services that Elon's been shooting up hundreds of these small, low Earth orbit internet satellites that can provide internet access to remote areas. It's functional in the United States. They've been doing trials of it with the Pentagon and different defense forces. We've talked about all of this on the show previously. And my hope and aspiration was that Elon would free the Chinese people of the bubble that they live in called the Great Firewall and liberate them with information and provide a similar kind of internet capability that he has now activated in Ukraine. Clearly, Elon is behind this. How did these things just show up in literally a matter of days into Ukraine by the truckload, right? Elon's making moves and the guy's the man. Hopefully, something like this could also make its way into China. Maybe it already is. We don't know. Chinese media certainly would not want us finding that out. So now Russia ain't too happy about this. The Director General of Russia's space agency, he goes, when Russia implements its highest national interests on the territory of Ukraine, i.e., when Russia invades a neighboring country that's otherwise peaceful, Elon Musk appears with his Starlink, which was previously declared as purely civilian. You could make the same argument that weren't these countries supposed to be at peace and not actually supposed to go to war? He is the light of the world of cosmonautics, right? So there's a bunch of people in his space agency that are very big Elon fans. Here, look, he has chosen the side. I don't even blame him personally. This is the West that we should never trust. They can't do anything to stop it, right? Otherwise, what are you going to try and do? You're going to try and take out these generators, which is, you can't scale that. And these are very small transmitters, right? So they can be sprinkled around all over the country. So if I'm China, oh boy, this just got real. And that China saw this from a mile away. That's why I think when we had Rob Spalding on the show, we were talking about the little things that China's doing to kind of, push Elon and tinker with Tesla, I think was ultimately to try and, they obviously have their eye on Starlink. They demand, they must have, the CCP must have control over groupthink, thought policing, and what people in their country are listening and watching and reading and consuming. And this is actually a viable way to pierce that veil. And that's what's so cool about this. And you're seeing it play out in the Ukraine, short of, I guess, trying to shoot down these satellites. But the thing is, there's literally hundreds of these satellites. These are very small satellites. They are in, I guess, low Earth orbit. So you theoretically could try and shoot them down. But there are so many of them. Very hard to shoot all of them down. Certainly, maybe you could degrade the quality of the service or something if you shut enough of them down. But this is the new age, and Elon, a heralded platform savant entrepreneur going all the way back to his PayPal days, knows a thing or two about disruption, and we're certainly seeing that play out. So love this, and kudos to Elon. Hi, I'm Alex. Thanks for watching the show. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, but even better, make sure to follow us on Odyssey, follow us on Rumble, and text us 203-646-5159. Text the word Monopoly. You'll be subscribed. You'll get updates about when we're going live, our latest videos, and we'll send you even a little goodie bag. And in the event that we all get banned from big tech, we'll still be connected.